What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Shiv here. Alright, so today we're going to take a look at the Plague Fleet of Nergal. This is my own incarnation of it, considering the original Plague Fleet had like 2 battleships, and, well, we can only get 1 in this game. For now. Alright, so, why did I choose Nergal? Why did I choose to put Nergal on everything? Well, because I like Nergal. I'm not even gonna lie, I like Nergal. I liked it before people started realizing, hey, this debuff stacking is actually really nasty. Yeah, true fact. Alright, so let's take a look at it. Probably one of the biggest reasons to ever take Nergal, besides the fact that it looks awesome over every other skin, is this little haze you see around it. This is the Void Locust Swarm. Okay, so Void Locust Swarm. Anything within 2,500 takes 3 damage per second, as in enemies that are within 2,500 take 3 damage a second. So, what does that equate to? Well, not overly much, but in a minute's time, you're talking about 180 damage, right? And it goes through shields. Shields don't affect that damage at all, so it's straight to the hull, where we want it to be. Now, where it gets even more funny is when you get multiple ships laying on that cloud, thus having a full fleet of them makes a little bit more sense. But then you also have to say, well, isn't Chaos more of a range fleet? Why are you playing something that's more dedicated to going up close and personal? You're just going to get torn apart. In theory, yes, but if you kit out correctly, no, not so much. Alright, so let's talk about kitting. Now, kitting is how you put your upgrades and your skills and so on and your crewing. Alright, for example, the crews that are mostly going to be occupying everything but the carriers will look something like this. Heretics for repair, Master Gunners for increased crit chance, and Slaves to lessen the cooldown on orders. This is really important for our game plan here of we're going to get up close, bash the crap out of something, disengage, repair, and once the repairs are done, repeat. Basically, we make a up-close and personal strike force. We make hit-and-run attacks, disengage, come back, hit-and-run attack, disengage, and so on, and so on, and so on. That is the game plan of this fleet design. Alright, so let's talk about equipment. Now, there are a lot of people who argue about standardized builds and not, having more specialized things. I can agree with that, and I can disagree with it at the same time. So here is the standardized builds that I went with. Alright, so first off, upgrades. Engines! Why? Because I like going fast, and a lot of players will actually invest in trying to counter your speed and, well, make up for their faction's weakness by just throwing it into engines. See Orcs, prime example of this. We went with more shields because, well, yeah, why not? We went with the belt armor. Logic behind the belt armor here is many a times when you're in the middle of a battle, having your deck or your engines or your generator get hit pretty much is like a death nail for your ship. So being able to negate one of those is really strong. Now there is an argument to not take that and to take the improved auger rate, and it's a really good argument if you want to play the range kiting. Alright, for range kiting, I always say improved auger rate. You get basically 50% to your viewability, which means you can see them long before they can see you. Most people don't take this. That's their stupidity. But if you're Chaos, taking the improved auger rate is really important. However, there are escorts for a reason. Alright. And last but not least, we take a damage modification. So, ships that are heavy in macro weapons, we take armor piercing. Ships that are heavy in lances, we take overload generators. The idea behind this is we're either increasing our crit chance on you, or we're going to basically negate your armor and just eat you alive. It's kind of the idea. So all that combined together with that plague cloud makes this build really nasty. Now, skill-wise, alright, so for light cruisers, we basically mixed it up between the auger probes and a stasis bomb for early game play. As we got to cruisers, we started adding in things such as supercharged void shields and the micro warp jumps. The micro warp jump is what makes this build really, really good of getting in and out, alright? So you don't get bogged down in these tired fights, so you don't get screwed over by, say, a stasis bomb or whatever. Yeah, that micro warp jump is a lifesaver. I'm not even going to lie. It allows you to continuously apply aggression and to get the hell out of dodge when need be. And there are a lot of scenarios where that's exactly what you need to do. Data recovery, defense is one of them, breakthroughs another, assassination defend. So you get my point. The micro warp jump definitely does have a lot of strategic value. And for the build and the way we're doing it, made perfect sense. Now, as we got up to Battlecruiser, we started also investing heavily into Plasma Bomb and to Stasis. Mostly into Stasis. I took the Plasma Bomb because I almost always had a Stasis Bomb with me, and I wanted to be able to do the combination of Stasis plus Plasma equals you're sitting still, taking this damage, have a nice day. Though, in practice, not nearly as effective. It would have made more sense to either take another Plasma or another Stasis, or possibly another Auger Ray. We might go back and fix that in another build and another video. But yeah. So as we got up to the carrier, alright, we basically kept that trend of those core 3 that we were talking about, but we also added in the emergency capacitor. The emergency shield increases the regeneration rate of the shields by 2.5%. That made a lot of sense. That made a lot of sense, guys. It really did. I normally almost always have this on auto cast that at the moment I start going into battle. That way my shields are going to always stay up, but once that goes off, I always proc into the I take no damage for 10 second ability, which saves my life quite nicely. Now, as a carrier, you're generally going to want to sit at either the max range or the medium range, somewhere between 9 and 6k from your target. However, if they do get up close and personal, that Pestilence is going to do some really nice stuff, as well as the macro guns you have on the side here. Now, carriers, there's a lot of arguments about carriers and their effectiveness. Okay, so here's how it works. Strikecraft, they are underpowered in comparison to torpedoes, which were the direct analog in the tabletop. Basically, one bomber equaled out to one torpedo point blank. The only difference is it was a hell of a lot easier to kill Strikecraft than it was to kill torpedoes. Not kidding, you actually had to shoot real weapons at them. Though your turrets also had an opportunity on that too. But the way the clustering on those was and all that just made that a little bit easier to use torpedoes than it is in this game. But that's a whole nother topic of debate for another time. But yeah. So here, rather than doing 45 damage like the torpedoes do, they do something close to, I believe, 35. Alright, so that may not seem overly that good. It's like, well, I got an orc gun that does that, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, but are you launching like 12 to 16 fighters? Are you launching, you know, a bunch of these? No, you're not. So yeah, when it comes to carriers, there's two things you have to have in order for them to be anywhere near effective. The first one is the automated refueling system. Means you can send your squadrons out 20% faster. That actually is really important. And the next one you really have to invest in is going to be the squadron sergeants. Okay, so the reason why squadron sergeants are so important is, hey, 30% chance not to die when you get hit. Okay, that may not work out that overly well, but let's say you've got 12 bombers going in, right? Okay, now they get 3 shots with a turret, depending on the ship, but let's just say 3. Alright, so those 3 shots go, boom, boom, boom. 2 of your guys are going to get hit. Now, 30% chance on each of them. Basically about a 1/3, give or take, to pretty much negate that. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. For an opportunity of getting more damage in on target, yeah, I'm going to take that. And what this ends up equating to is you can lay some serious damage on even the most mightiest of ships. Even other battleships and heavy cruisers, I've been able to melt 1/4 to 1/3 of their life like that with these guys. So, yeah. But mind you, that's only on the battleship one. The lesser ones, it's not nearly as effective, and that's kind of sad, but also kind of true. I haven't tested this with the Imperium yet, though, which they had a lot of strike craft. Well, they actually had a few strike craft, but I never really played around with them too much. So we'll have to look into that at a later date. But yeah, so the basic game plan here is hit hard, disengage, repair, re-engage, hit hard, so on and so on and so on. We use lock-on ability a lot, and we use the emergency repairs quite a bit. So timing on that's going to be really important. And using things like the micro warp jump to get in and out of battle are really going to play very nicely to this strategy. Alright, so now here comes the all-important question. Does this work? Well, let's find out. Alright. God, that fleet just looks so pretty when rendered like this. So pretty. So this is a data recovery mission. Any of you who've played this game knows how much of a pain in the ass these missions are. It's a combination of tag, keep away, and capture the flag. There's many different strategies on how to do this. Some say you should just go in there, kind of engage a bunch of them, and when you can get like a guy that's really, really fast, you get him in there, you grab the thing, and you run away. Then you drop stasis bombs, lock everybody down, you run out. That way you don't damage any of your ships, and you get the win. Yeah, you also don't get jack for points either. Another ideology is basically play the keep away game while weakening down. Yeah, that generally can backfire very nicely too, thanks to orcs being able to really increase that gap nicely. Alright, so here's where we're going to show why the micro warp jump is really good, especially in formation play. When you got a bunch of ships with it. Oh, yeah, you got a stasis bomb there. I don't care. Alright. So one escort down. Now we've put the lock on, and we're starting to really lay some damage here. That other escort is almost dead now because we just rammed it. So he'll be dying here momentarily. We caught the other guy in the stasis bomb, and we're going to get one of our guys in there too. But look at how many clouds are on top of him. 3 clouds. And watch as that little orange bar just drops. It just drops, ladies and gentlemen. And he takes a little bit of blast damage from his own escort dying right next to him. That was very fortuitous. Whatever. Alright. So he's almost dead. I see that guy down there, and I'm wondering, is that the boss that I need to go after, or is it the other one? So to basically cover my ass, I'm going to launch an auger that way, and we're going to fish up this guy while vectoring around to intercept here. We're going to charge it. See, here's where that, the sensor array thing would have been really good. Alright, so that's not the guy. That's the guy right there. So we're going to move around, and we're going to use that micro warp jump again, just to kind of keep the formation. And we're going to get this guy up, so our formation is still going to be relatively solid. Formation flying, or formation sailing, so to speak, is one of the hallmarks of any Navy. I served in the United States Navy, and yeah, being able to have all your ships in a concerted effort targeting the same thing, pretty much spot on to how you should be doing this. Alright, so he's dropping a plasma there. I don't care. I'm dropping a stasis there. Boom. Now, he just used his boarding action, which means he doesn't have it to take something back. So we're going to take this from him. There we go.
We have the information. Command me.
And now he's going to be locked, and he's also going to be taking damage from the cloud. Ah, yes. Gotta love Nergal. Now, everybody is relatively up close, so now we're going to do the lock-ons, get the bonus, and basically just start eating him alive. Now, that stasis field should be dissipating shortly. He's getting more cloud love. More cloud love. More cloud love. He just can't get away from that cloud.
For the dark gods.
And you notice all of our ships are in relatively good health, too. Alright, so he's like, no, I'm not dealing with this. But he's got 3 clouds of goo on top of him. He is not getting away.
Just show us something to kill.
Seriously, 9 damage a second? No, you're not getting away, sir. I'm sorry.
Ready eternally.
Now we got 2 more left. This guy right here is going to be a concern.
Tactical cogitators engaged.
Alright, we're going to drop that there because I'm so used to them just flanking around.
We've lost the data to
Now
the
he
enemy.
steals. We're going to counter steal.
We've sighted an enemy ship.
Now he's going to be not a threat, but that guy is definitely going to be a threat, and we're going to try to nuke those generators quickly. Probably won't happen. The first guy is literally right through Cloud City,
To the enemy.
and we're going to counter steal again.
Your orders.
Alright.
Just show us something to kill.
And this poor bastard is realizing, yeah, no, this is not going to end well for me. I need to go. I'm outie. 5,000. Bye-bye.
For the dark gods.
Alright. And that scared the other captain. He was like, you know what? I don't care about winning. I'm out. And we tried to do a warp jump right next to him. We put on the cogitator, but I chose the wrong one. If I'd have chosen the boarding action, there was a possibility that that would have gone off, but it
Show us
didn't.
something to kill.
Didn't happen, guys. So, yeah. Now, you notice that. We were very aggressive. We were down their throat the entire time. We were able to melt their ships before they could really mount any kind of concerted attack on us. And, yeah, didn't have to do very much ramming at all. And as you can see, you get a lot from it. So yeah, that's how it plays. Pretty aggressive, very forgiving, and just downright brutal. Now, a couple things here. I would say probably getting the sensor is going to be in your best interest in many ways. For me, I'm okay without it. I use escorts as disposable recon, so there's that. But yeah, for other players, you may want to invest in the sensors just to be able to kite them a little bit more effectively in your hit and run tactics. But yeah, all in all, it's a very fun build to play. It's very forgiving and yet utterly devastating. And you will have people in game saying every nasty thing to you that they possibly can. Not even kidding. So anyway, that's all for this video. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, leave me some comments down below. Let me know what you think. Till next time, the Shiv saying, stay safe, have fun, daka daka daka, and all praise Papa Nurgle. Peace.